I never want to get to a point in my life to where I feel like I've arrived. Because I feel like if I do, then that would be the moment to where I stop growing. And life is about constant growth, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And if I were to ever allow myself to believe that I have arrived, then there would be no fulfillment. There would be no opportunity for growth. And I would not evolve into becoming the man that God has destined me to be. The handle for my YouTube channel is Becoming Keith Williamson. Not I have arrived at being Keith Williamson. And for all of my days, I will be in the process of becoming, because I will never arrive, because I refuse to allow myself to believe that I have arrived. I always want to grow, because it gives me the opportunity to become better. Even at 95, 100 years old, I will still be in the process of growing and becoming. I, for one, believe that you can learn something from anyone, regardless of their age, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their sex, regardless of their current circumstances, regardless of their background, regardless of whatever. I believe that you can learn something from anyone. We live in a society that unconsciously breeds egomaniacs. And a lot of people think that they're above others, like celebrities, for example. Diddy, Vince McMahon, and R. Kelly, just to name a few. But eventually they got to a point to where they had to eat a slice of humble pie, because they realized that they're no better than anybody else. You have so many people out here spending money that they don't have just so they can try and impress people that they don't even know or like. All the while, they're the ones that's left having to pay those bills, putting themselves through a lot of unnecessary suffering. And even with the ones who do have all the money in the world that they can spend, well, the money will never be able to fill that empty void that's in your heart. There's beauty in struggle. There's beauty in allowing yourself to grow, in spite of the challenges that life will bring. And far too many people are afraid to be themselves. Far too many people are afraid to be authentic, because they're always wondering what other people will think. They're always striving for external validation. And that's no way to live, because that takes you're bringing on a lot of self-induced suffering. I'm reminded of a time to where my assistant manager at my workplace, he once asked me, Keith, when was the last time you got mad? Because to him, it seems like I'm always calm, cool, and collected. I always have a good attitude. And when he asked me this question, I could have lied to him and put up a front and said to him that, no, I never get mad. But that would not be the case. That would not be true. And so instead, I shared with him that at the time, I didn't remember the last time I got mad, but I did share with him that I do get mad. I do have my moments of frustration. I do have my moments of unhappiness. But the thing about it is, I am mindful that the longer I allow myself to stay stuck in my feelings, time is going by. And I know that, for one, that life is short. And if I'm losing valuable time to where I can be doing something better, something that will help me to evolve, then I'd rather focus on that than allowing myself to focus on what has caused me to be angry, what has caused me to become frustrated, what has caused me to be in my feelings. I share with them that I owe it to myself to get myself out of my feelings and embrace this beautiful journey called life, you know? Because the longer you allow yourself to stay stuck in your feelings, the more you will take yourself through a lot of unnecessary suffering. And then the more you lose time that you could be growing and evolving. I'm reminded of a time a couple of years ago. The actress Shannen Doherty, she passed. And I was reading an article to where in it she was saying that she wanted to get rid of her worldly possessions because she doesn't want it to be a burden on her mother. And it made me think that here this woman is at the end of her life. This society that we live in unconsciously conditions us to think that your worth is based on material possessions, your worldly possessions. But here Shannen Doherty is at the end of her life, and she's looking to get rid of them because those so-called finer things are not what truly matters in life. At this point in her life, at the end of her life, she was embracing the little things. The little things is what mattered to her. Things like quality time with a mother, love, time, respect, gratitude, and a whole host of other little things. It's the little things, not the finer things. It's the little things that will matter in life at the end of life. Society's idea of success and mine is different. Society says, unconsciously conditions the masses to believe that success is having material wealth, having a prominent social status, amongst other things. But my idea of success is simply being better than you used to be. Simply being better than you used to be. And as long as I am growing each and every day of my life, I am striving to be better than what I used to be. Not that I have arrived, but I am striving. I am becoming better. And that will forever be the case. Life is short. And we all owe it to ourselves to do better and be better so we can make our individual worlds better. And one of the best ways to go about doing that is to not try and live a facade and present to others that you have arrived, that you have it going on. None of us do. For me, I'm not the perfect husband. I'm not the perfect father. I'm not the perfect son. I'm not the perfect sibling. I'm not the perfect man. I'm not the perfect anything. And I will never allow myself to try and act as though I am. so that I can be viewed as perfect in the eyes of others. Life is too short for that. No. I owe it to myself to embrace my authenticity and make the most out of this precious gift called life. Period. If you like the words that I have shared in this video, then by all means, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. God bless.